What's going on there, YouTube, and welcome back to another comic book video. Okay, guys, so we are going to continue our coverage over the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, where we actually pick up with issues number 5, but also a single issue from the micro series that focuses on Raphael. The micro series was basically a spin-off that focuses on different characters in each book, and the first one focused on Raphael because he was technically the newest member of the group. Now, when it comes to these two chapters right here, it's really more just planting the seeds for things to come down the road in later books, and also bringing in new characters as well to help build up the universe that IDW was building in the earlier parts of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic book run. And so getting into today's video, we do pick up with Splinter. Now, technically, you could say this is a Christmas issue, and you'll see what I mean as we go through this particular chapter for today's video. But we do pick up with Splinter, and you have him currently trying to get back home to the sewers because he went out of town to gather a few things for the Turtles. Now, unfortunately, while being out, he realized that some members to Old Man Hob gang is also out there as well, looking for him, but also looking for, of course, the Turtles as well. But while taking down the different members so that he'll be able to get home, well, that is the moment where he remembers a tale about a great ninja from the older days of Japan. Now, later on in this chapter, we're going to learn a few more things about this ninja. And matter of fact, this story is going to be very crucial in later videos down the road. But then we have to jump back over to the Turtles. Now, when we do, we currently see them at home just doing a good old training session. Now, we have to remember that Raphael is technically the newest member of the group because they only found him back in volume 1. Now, when it comes to Raphael, remember, he was lost when it came to all the Turtles and Splinter being mutated into man-like creatures. But either way, they were able to find their lost brother, Raphael. And once they did that, of course, they began to teach Raphael different kind of things about being a ninja. But the thing is, Raphael is a quick learner. He was able to learn a lot of different things very quickly. Now, Raphael has not gotten his own specialized weapon just yet, like the other Turtles have, but sooner or later he will when Splinter feels like it's time for him to get his own particular weapon. But then you have the Turtles realize, hey, where is Splinter? He should have been home by now. But getting back over to Splinter, we still see him trying to get back home, but of course, he has to go through different members of Old Man Hob's group. And so, of course, you do have a bunch of different gang members trying to chase down Splinter. Now, while that's going on, he begins to tell us more about this famous ninja that he knows about who lived back in the older times in Japan. And we kind of find out the great ninja's name is Hamato Yoshi. And when it comes to Hamato Yoshi, he was a great warrior ninja in feudal Japan. Now, when it comes to Hamato Yoshi, he was part of a clan known as the Foot. But unfortunately, he had to leave the clan because he became enemy with the ruler of the clan, and that would be Oroku Saki. Now, when it comes to Saki and Yoshi, they have close ties with one another because they used to be friends, except when it came to Saki taking over the actual clan, he was very, let's say, ruthless, to the point where they were about to go on a certain mission. And when it came to Saki, he said, we are going to kill every single person in that village. And that bothered Yoshi a lot. And the reason why, because when it comes to the clan, you don't kill off innocent people. You only kill off your target and then you leave. And so when it came to this next mission, originally their goal was to go over here to this one particular area and take out their target. Except when it came to Saki, he wanted to make a statement that the Foot Clan does not play around. And so his goal was to kill off the entire village. Every innocent person, man, woman, or child, has to be killed off to make a powerful statement of the Foot Clan being a very powerful group. And so when that was said, when it came to Hamato Yoshi, he's all like, no, I will not be part of this at all. And he left. And that really bothered Saki a lot, because Saki looked at Yoshi as a brother. But with him leaving, he's kind of like, you are a traitor. And when you leave your clan, you must pay by dying with death. But we kind of find out that Hamato Yoshi had a family, a wife and 4 boys. But here comes the problem, because he left the Foot Clan, Saki was very upset about that. And so he said, you have to die, but so does your entire family. Now Yoshi was not home, but unfortunately the wife and the 4 boys were. And so of course 2 ninjas who work for Saki arrive at the home of Yoshi. They kill off his wife, but right when they were about to kill off the 4 boys, luckily Yoshi came home and saved his sons. Now his goal right now is to go after Saki to get revenge for what he has done, the death of his wife. Except before his wife dies, she tells him, no, I have one wish, for you to not go after Yoshi for revenge. Instead, I want you to take care of our sons, because if you try to go after Saki, there is a possibility that you will die. And then our boys will be left alone in this world. And so my wish is for you to just raise our boys, to be a great father for them. Promise me you would do that for me. And he says yes. She dies, and now it's up to him to raise his 4 sons. We then jump over to Casey Jones, and this is really more of Casey getting a lecture from his hockey coach about the idea that his grades are slipping. And of course, if he does not get his grades back up, he'll be kicked off the hockey team because of his grades. And so you do have his coach tell him you need to find a tutorer, somebody who can help you get your grades back up. Matter of fact, talk to your family and see if they are able to help you get your grades up. Now for Casey, he already knows that he has no family that he can actually go to, because when it comes to his father is abusive. And matter of fact, Raphael sent his father packing somewhere else. And so currently Casey's kind of like on his own technically. We did pick up with April O'Neil. Now this is our first time seeing her in the present day. And what I mean by that is, in volume 1, she was an intern at Stockgen, the company that had technically turned the turtles into man-like creatures. Except after volume 1, we had no idea what happened to her, because all those flashbacks we saw were 15 to 18 months ago when she was an intern at Stockgen. And so currently we have no idea what she's doing now in the present day. And we kind of find out that apparently she might still work for Stockgen, but she's also doing some side gigs as well, like being a tutorer. So apparently this could help out Casey a whole lot, because 1, he'll meet April O'Neil, and 2, she can help him get his grades back up. But getting back over to the Hamato Yoshi storyline, we do pick up with Hamato Yoshi still raising his boys. And matter of fact, when we do check in on them, a few years have passed by. The boys are older. They're practicing different skills with different kinds of weapons. Weapons that are very similar to what the turtles use in the present day. Either way, for Hamato Yoshi, he feels like maybe, just maybe, him and his boys will be able to live a peaceful life without running into Saki. Unfortunately, they run into Saki. He appears with an entire army with him, because again, Saki was very upset about the idea of Yoshi leaving the Foot Clan. And because that bothered him so much, he was kind of like, no, I've been hunting you guys down for years, and I finally found you. You all have to die because of your mistake. And so just like that, the boys are killed off. Just like that, so is Hamato Yoshi. And that is the end of his story. Now, he will reappear again in later books down the road when it comes to our coverage over the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now, the story does jump back over to the present day, where you do have Splinter being able to go back home to the Turtles. Now, this section right here is really more of me saying this is a Christmas issue, because at the very end of the section, you do actually have a Christmas tree there. Either way, this is Splinter giving out gifts as well to his boys. Now, in Volume 1, the three Turtles, besides Raphael, were wearing the color red when it came to their mask. Now, they're all going to have their own particular color: blue, orange, purple, and red. Either way, you do have all four Turtles get their gifts. But on top of that, Raphael gets his own particular weapons to use. And so now the Turtles are officially here. They have their own colors, their own weapons, and now it's kind of like, okay, we can now explore this entire universe even more when it comes to our heroes. Now, here's the thing though, because you also have Donatello as Splinter. How did he know that Raphael's favorite color was red? Now, this part right here is really more of the book saying that Hamato Yoshi was actually Splinter in the past. That was his past life, that he was reincarnated as a rat, and his four sons were also reincarnated as turtles as well. And so it's the series kind of playing with the idea that Splinter is Hamato Yoshi, just brought back to life with a new life. But then we jump into the micro series. Now, like I told y'all earlier, the micro series was technically used by IDW as a way to kind of focus on different characters in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles universe. Now, the first one was Raphael. Now, for a very good reason why, because like I said earlier, Raphael was technically lost and away from the other brothers. But at the end of Volume 1, he was brought back into the group. Now, with that being said, with this book right here, it does for a quick moment kind of focus on the idea of how Raphael feels about being part of the family again. But on top of that, it's going to introduce a new character that's going to begin the process to bring in another character down the road. And so as we jump into today's video, we do pick up with Raphael and Casey Jones. Now, when we do, you have the two characters technically on patrol together, taking out different gang members of different gangs. Now, here's the thing, because right after they do that, you did have Casey Jones ask Raphael, how does it feel to be back with your brothers once again? Because remember, right after Raphael had mutated into a man-like character, well, he had no idea who he was. He had no idea he had brothers. He was just lost in New York trying to figure things out. And so it's now Casey saying like, dude, how's it feel? You have a family. Now, at the same time, this is Casey want to know, how's it like to have a brother? How's it like to have a family? Because Casey does not have a family. His mom died, he has no siblings, and his dad is abusive. And so it's kind of like, hey, Raphael, I'm trying to live my life through you because you have brothers. But for Raphael, he's still trying to adjust to the idea of even having a family. Either way, you have Raphael, just go ahead and leave without answering the question for Casey Jones. But before they are able to continue on with their conversation, we do pick up with Raphael and Casey Jones both hearing and seeing a bunch of thugs chasing after somebody who we cannot see at the moment. But either way, to Raphael and Casey, it does seem like these thugs are chasing down an innocent person. And so you do have our heroes jump in and try to be heroes. And once they do, they are able to take on the thugs who were chasing after our mysterious character. Except that is when we kind of find out our mysterious character is another mutated creature. Except this time, it's a snow fox that was turned into a woman-like creature. And her name is Alopex, the snow fox. Now, when it comes to Alopex, we're going to learn her actual origin story. The thing is, though, later on, we are going to actually revisit her origin once again. And matter of fact, when it came to IDW, a few months after this book right here, they gave her a one-shot. And that one shot, it does add in more details to her actual origin, where we are able to get the complete picture of the origin for this character. But she tells Raphael and Casey Jones that she was just a regular snow fox, but out of nowhere, she was grabbed by a bunch of men who did used her for experiments for different kinds of drugs. Now, one of those drugs worked on her and turned her into a woman-like snow fox creature. It mutated her. Now, there was a other drug that apparently made her very intelligent. Either way, with both drugs working, she was able to escape her prison cell, basically, and get out of the laboratory, and ever since then, she's been on the run. They have been trying to chase her down in different kinds of ways. But also thugs in New York as well have been trying to chase her down as well for their own personal reasons. Either way, Raphael feels very bad for her. He's kind of like, listen, I know what it's like to be on your own. I know what it's like to be confused and lost. And so this is Raphael feeling bad for her because in volume 1, that was him. He was lost in New York by himself. And so this is him saying, you know what? Come with me. I have 3 brothers and a father who would basically try to help you out and did most likely give you a home and a place to stay and food to eat as well. So go ahead and come with me. Now, he does blindfold her to be safe because he has no idea that technically she could be a bad guy or not. And so if he does take her home, he wants to make sure she has no idea how to get to his house or the home of the turtles. Now, while you have Raphael taking her back to the base of the turtles, well, that is when he realized that something is off about her. Because when it came to those thugs who were chasing after her, yes, he was able to help protect her, but she also joined in the fight as well. And while being in the fight, it was the way she fought against the thugs. It was very professional. And so he realized that she's actually not really in trouble. That matter of fact, it was all an entire trick. The thugs we saw earlier were working with her. She's working for somebody who's trying to find Splinter, but also trying to find the turtles as well. And of course, it leads into a battle between Raphael and Elopex. And while you have the two characters fight against each other, you do have Raphael being able to realize that he was tricked, but she does disappear, leaving Raphael to wonder what in the world is going on. Who is else trying to find the turtles and also Splinter as well? But you have Raphael run over to his brothers. And when he does, he tells his brothers like, hey, listen, I just ran into some random chick who is Snow Fox, but she was also a well-trained ninja just like us. And she was trying to find our base, which means that we have eyes on us all over the place. It's no longer just Old Man Hob. It's other people out there who are also trying to find us as well. And that could be a problem for us down the road. And so now the turtles have to stick together every single time they go out on patrol. But on top of that, Raphael has to stay out of the area where Casey Jones lives in. And the reason why, because the turtles realize that they know that Raphael hangs out there a whole lot, which means that they know that if Raphael is out there, they could have tricked him again in that one particular area as long as he with Casey Jones. And so you have the turtles tell Raphael, you need to stay away from that area for the time being until we are able to figure out who in the world is trying to come after us. But as we jump into the final pages of today's video, we do pick up with Alopex meeting up with the thugs who we thought at first were trying to chase her down and kill her, and kind of find out they were working together. Either way, you do have the three characters very upset about the idea that they were not able to find the secret base of the turtles, but they are then confronted by another ninja, and this ninja belongs to a particular group that we're left to wonder who he belongs to. But of course, you already know he belongs to the Foot Clan, and his master is coming very soon to get what he wants. And this is where we are going to end today's comic book video. So please leave me a like down below and subscribe. But guys, see y'all next time. Later.